What is going on, YouTube people? Little impromptu live stream on this fine Wednesday evening. Did not post a video today. I had one that could have gone up, but I just saved it for tomorrow. After doing the two the other day with all the Fanatics nonsense and whatnot, I said, let's just kind of take a day off and save the one for tomorrow. So this is kind of like my normal recording time. Since I don't have to record anything tomorrow and I didn't post a video today, I figured let's just pop up a quick little live. I don't know how long we'll go. This might be a short one. I don't know. We'll see. Never know. Never know. If chat's good and lively and has lots of good questions, then we'll roll for a little bit. We'll see what's up. A couple things I just kind of wanted to chit chat about, but we'll let chat fill in here a little bit. I had actually recorded a video for today. I got home from work and I had my box of Eternals. My box of Eternals showed up today. Actually showed up yesterday. And I said, oh, cool. I will record this. I did it a little different format. I opened this while kind of talking about upcoming Marvel releases. You know, chasing the auto or whatever. Shout out once again, the Upper Deck. And open it all. Go to edit it. And I screwed up the audio pretty bad. I had it capturing the audio from my mic, which is up here, and my camera over there. So it was super echoed. And I don't have a way to fix that. And it's a box opening. So it's not like I could just kind of put the cat back at the bag and re-record it. So that video will never see the light of day. But Eternals, cool set, actually. The base cards actually look really good. They got this really cool border on the sides of them. I was very impressed by the borders. And I did get a case hit out of it. I got a little, it's called Preliminary Profiles Silhouette. It's a metal card. So that one will never see the light of day. But yes, made that box. Thank God it wasn't Bowman Sapphire. That's all I'll say. At least it was the $100 box of Marvel that Upper Deck sent me, and not a $600 box of 2023 Bowman Sapphire. I thought about it, Michael Ham. I saved the video, so I may actually still do a voiceover of it. That did cross my mind. But if you're not in the content space, you won't understand this. There's been multiple times over the years where I have recorded a video, and for some reason, there was an audio problem. Doesn't happen very often. But there'll be an audio issue, and you don't realize it until you go to edit it. And I've done this before with the Sunday Weekly Market Update a couple times, where I'll go to edit it and there's no audio, or the audio is completely jacked up and you have to re-record the entire video. And that's not a lot of fun, let me tell you. Doing a take two on like a 20-minute video, like on the weekly sports card market update, is not fun times. Repeating yourself. Not a blast. And then immediately after doing the box opening, I did think about doing the voiceover, and I'm like, I'm just not in the mental headspace to repeat myself over again. So maybe I'll do that. We'll see. We will see. The video is fine. It's just the audio is completely jacked. So we'll tuck that one away for a couple days. Maybe I'll come back to it if I need a video. Like I said, tomorrow's video is already recorded. Tomorrow's video has actually been recorded for 2 weeks. It's the one that I recorded about selling the I think the thumbnail has like a Grail card, but I sold a $2,000 card on eBay, which I talked about in a video. I didn't say which card it was, about 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago. And I recorded the video, and then all the Fanatics news happened with PWCC and all the other nonsense. So I kept getting pushed and pushed and pushed. So that video will be live tomorrow, is the plan. Let me get caught up on chat a little bit here. I fell a little bit behind while I was kind of ranting and raving. What's up, Michael Ham? What's up, Jeff? What's up, John? Weird watching you at 1x speed. Maybe I'm a weirdo. I cannot listen to podcasts on 2 and 3x speed. I know some people do. I can't do it. I need 1x speed, just nice and normal and whatever. Never been a 2x guy. Never have been a 2x guy. What's up, Colts? John asks, have Fanatics ever reached out to you / would you have someone from them on if made available? 100%. 100% I would have someone from Fanatics on. If they want to come, Fanatics, this is my direct call to you. If you wish to come on and be interviewed on the program about sports cards and your domination of the space, feel free to DM or email me. There you go. Face cam. We always have face cams on live streams and Glorious. What are you talking about? What's up, Bush League? Any other videos that have not seen the light of day? There are a couple. And I don't remember what they were off the top of my head. I know there's at least 2 that I recorded and then something like drastically changed. And I'm like, well, I can't put that up now. So it's already dated. And it was a newsy thing. I don't remember what it was, though. I could go back and look because the videos I keep, they're just unlisted on the YouTube channel. So there definitely have been a couple where it's like I recorded it and then literally in the amount of time from recording to whenever it was going to go up, some new piece of something happened and it completely like invalidated the video. That's only been a couple times over the years. And then there's been a couple, like I said earlier when I was complaining, there have been some like tech ones and it's always audio related. Always audio related. There's a bad, which I've gotten the habit of like triple checking this now. When the driver software for my microphone updates, sometimes it gets wonky with OBS and it doesn't attach properly. I don't know. It doesn't show up properly. And if it does that, then I get no audio. And I don't usually realize it until after I'm done recording because I'm bad about checking to make sure that the mic levels are going up and down when I'm talking. But after having been burned on that about once every 6 months, I do a much better job about verifying that I have little bouncy bars on OBS when I record. So for all the screen capture stuff, all the desktop stuff that you guys see, basically anything that's not a face cam video, I use OBS for to capture all that stuff. Box breaks is through OBS. And then live streams, I use StreamYard. That's the 2 pieces of software that I use. So maybe, like I said, Inglorious, maybe we'll bring it back. Like Ham said, do a voice over on it and bring it back. Repack and reseal the Eternals box and then reopen it. I would just rather do the voiceover at that point. There's no way I have that much time and or patience for that. What sport is the hot sport right now to buy? Any weird sports like F1 popping off? I haven't seen anything super in the niche popping off. I talked to some people that were at the Dallas show. It seems like everyone's just chasing football currently, honestly. So I think everyone is in straight prep mode for the national and the end of summer. So it seems like football's what's hot. What's up, Joe? What would you do with the superfractor Drew Jones if it was pulled? Saw guys were not sure if they were taking the day. Oh, I would 100% take the $250,000 bounty. That is not even a question. Like not even a question. Someone ran the numbers on Twitter, and I forget who it was. I don't remember if it was M&T or somebody else. You would make more than the million if you just took the $250,000 and sat it in, a low risk interest returning account. You would make more than the million because you got to remember, you'd have to wait like 15 years, 20 years. You'd have to have a Hall of Fame career, and then you'd have to wait 5 years after he retired. Like, there's no chance I'm not taking the $250K. It's the easiest decision in life. Not even close. What do I think is taking Beckett so long to announce their grading plans? I don't know for sure. I have zero confirmation on this. My only guess is that they got a new CEO in the middle of all this, and that may have caused them to have to circle the wagons. He might, and I, like I said, I have no inside information on this. It could just be as simple as, okay, let me get my hand, like I'm the new guy here. Let me kind of get my hands wrapped around this, put my 2 cents in, and like let's reevaluate things or whatever. Because he's the new guy. Buck ultimately stops with him. It is a team effort, I am sure, to go through this. But if I had to guess, that's probably what slowed things down a little bit. So, Michigan Wolverine asks, "What do you think of X-Men comics?" I thoroughly enjoy X-Men comics. There is a literal wall of them behind me. So I really do enjoy X-Men comics. X-Men are my favorite comics to collect. If I'm the new CEO of Beckett, I went full buy-in on the new gradings. Yeah. So yeah, he needs to be 100% on that. Last 3 purchases off eBay. Off eBay. I might be forgetting something, but I bought a Spider-Gwen Unbound rainbow foil from the Unbound release a couple weeks ago. I waited for the hype to kind of fade on those. I picked one of those up for like $8. I'm waiting for elite processing on that, and then I'm probably going to send it off to CGC through the Comcis grading thing. And then other than that, the only thing that really jumps out of my mind is that Manny Ramirez lot that I bought like a month ago that I can think of. Did I buy anything at a show recently? I haven't bought anything at a show recently either that I can think of. Might be forgetting something. I am going to 100% confirmed. I am locked in for Shipshawana this weekend. Should be a good weekend. My local show is Saturday morning, so I will get up and go to my local Canton show on 34th Street on Toesies. And then from there, I'll come home for a little bit, pack, and then head to Shipshawana for the Saturday night trade night, show on Sunday, come home Sunday night, Sunday afternoon. I'm usually home in the late afternoon, and then have Monday off for work. So it should be a pretty fun weekend. But lots of issues and sellers just canceling orders. Anyone have the same issue? No reserve, not getting enough cash. Yeah, I haven't personally had that, but I haven't won a lot of auctions lately. I actually just won an auction last night for it was like an $8 card or something stupid. So it shipped, no problem. The non-payment, I actually ran into a non-payment this past week. I think I mentioned it in a video. I put some of my John Morant stuff up, what I have left, accepted an offer for someone and they non-paid, so I had to relist. Dinner you eat the most? Geez, Bush League. Pizza. Probably pizza. In the summer, probably something on the grill. I like to cook on the grill a lot in the summer. So like burgers, hot dogs, brats, that sort of stuff. What's up, Melvin? I am not a Montgomery member. I did not grab a box of Star Wars Sapphire today. I will try to get a couple boxes of Star Wars Sapphire tomorrow. I have a feeling it's going to be a bot fest tomorrow. That's my guess. I have to imagine that Star Wars Sapphire tomorrow is going to be a bot fest. So good luck. The Force is going to need to be with us to get through the droids on this one. Yeah, CDs are pretty good right now. Cash is king. It's good to have cash right now. What's up, Marvel Marshall? Is Fleer Ultra actually? Well, funny you asked this. This is one of the things that I actually talk about in the video that I did today. No word on that yet, so I honestly don't know. Yes, I assume it's going to at some point in time. The only thing I can think of is maybe their backlog getting it uploaded. I don't know. I really don't know. Don't know. If I mentioned this in the video, which once again, no one will probably ever see it, but I also did a post on it. If anyone's look, I got a couple boxes of Fleer Ultra Avengers left. I have 4 left. I'm going to sell 3 and I'm going to stash back 1. But if I put the 3 up on my slabs is a lot, so it's listed on my slabs currently. Feel free to shoot me an offer over on all 3 if anyone's interested in some Marvel sealed wax. They're on David Adams currently for $299. I put them up for $900, which is $299, but I left offers open. So if you're looking for some sealed wax, if you need a direct link, it's on my Twitter and it's on the community page on YouTube. If you want to fire an offer over. Last 3 sales on eBay. Let's see here. I just sold a card today. So I sold the manufactured patch card from the Shang-Chi box opening that I did. I sold that today actually for $17. It's right here. Packaged. I just packaged it up right before I went live. Before that, I sold the Bo Jackson auto. I've had that for probably about 6 months now. I had the Bo Jackson Raiders autograph that I sold. I basically broke even on that card. I always had a lot of interest in that card from potential buyers, but no one wanted to get to the price that I wanted to be at on it. So someone got up to where I would break even on it. So I just sold it for the break even. I like that card, but the patch was not game used, and I would prefer him in a Royals jersey than a Raiders jersey. That's just me personally. I know everyone goes to Techno Bull for him, but I always think of him as a baseball player first. And then after that, it was Jokenzie Noel Bowman Sapphire PSA 10 that I sold for like $30. So I was looking at my eBay sold history down here to make sure I didn't miss anything. But those are my last 3. So a $17 raw Marvel card, a $285 or $300 Bo Jackson auto, and a $30 Indians Sapphire Prospect PSA 10. Market wise, where are we going? Are we finally going up, or are we going to keep the bottom of the Bermuda Triangle? I think Modern's still going to slightly tick down unless something happens to juice it. I think football will probably start to see leveling off or going up if it hasn't already. Excuse me. Like a hiccup there. Basketball, we're in the dead period now. Things are probably going to trend down for just about everybody other than the guys in the finals, and even that's probably going to be dicey. And then you'll see some spikes and movement around NBA free agency once teams start making deals and signing guys and doing trades, and a superstar switches teams that nobody expected, and prices will get bumps off of that. Baseball, current star wise, once again, we're kind of heading into the dead period. The middle of the season, that June, July, and then starts picking back up again, heading towards the playoffs. So we're kind of in a weird spot for baseball right now. And generally speaking, this is something we talked about at the beginning of the year. I think the summer in general is just a slower time for cards. As I've discussed in many videos previously, people are just busier and you just have way more expenses in the summer, whether it's weekend trips, running your kids to sporting events. Even if you don't have kids, you're traveling more, most likely. You're busier on the weekends. You don't have time to get to the card show because you got 17 different things you got to do around the house or with the wife or the girlfriend or boyfriend or husband or whatever. Summer, I think, just in general, like if we get back to the old school cyclical nature of things, I think from now, and a lot of people too, I heard from the Dallas show, a lot of dealers are in national prep mode. I think a lot of people are in national prep mode. If you're the whole hobby doesn't attend the national, but a large chunk of it does. And I think a lot of people are in Let me start saving cash to take to the national mode. I need to buy for the national. I need to stock up on inventory for the national. I need to sell before the national. Whatever it is, I always view the summer as a slow period, and then the national is kind of like the kickoff event to the back half of the year when things tend to pick up. I think from the national through up until about the holidays, then I feel like it dies off in from Thanksgiving to Christmas for obvious reasons. And then right after Christmas up until baseball season starts, I feel like is a good healthy time for the sports card world. And then things tend to slow down once again in that time of year that we're in right now. When weather gets nicer, people get busier, vacations, the whole 9 yards. I know like show attendance seems to be it's not bad, but I've talked to a lot of people for shows, or a lot of people have posted that it seems just a little bit slower, you know, or there's still a lot of people, but there's not as much money in the room. You'll hear that a lot too. Foot traffic's good, but there's not a lot of money in the room, or money is not sliding around quite as easily. So we have a lot of economic uncertainty right now. The whole debt ceiling nonsense. I don't think anything's changed on that today. I think a lot of people will be a little panicky until that gets settled. So, and if that doesn't get settled, then everything goes sideways. Then who the hell knows? So, Fleer Ultra Avengers seems to be sitting at, they've kind of filtered in at around $300. They were initial at 400 on pre-order. They came out release at about 350, and since release, which we're a couple months in now past release, they have basically kind of leveled off at that $300 price point. The audience wants to know you a little bit. Hey, feel free, Bush League. It's all good. It's all good. Odds Dakota comes back once the national is over. I put it around 2-1. I'm beginning to think he doesn't like people. I don't think he's coming back. I think he's officially retired. I don't even know if he's going to attend the national now. He was talking some noise that he's not even coming to the national. Mm-mm-mm. They're opening up to Montgomery Club members on day 2 as well for another one. So maybe it won't be too crazy bot wise if they have enough allocated a day 2 for Montgomery Club. Oh, it'll be crazy bot wise. Trust me, Josh. They're only $200 and they're going to resell for way more than that. So people will just buy them and flip them. I'm going to point you. I just did a video on this on Saturday. This past Saturday, go back and search for it. Myself and Swaggle talked comic book market for an hour and 15 minutes, I think. So, generally speaking, I'll give you the quick and dirty version of it. I do feel like the comic book market has settled way more than the sports card market, way more. And it seems way more stable at present. It seems like it has started to flirt with the floor. You can see, especially like, and when I talk comic book market, I am strictly speaking silver, bronze, and copper. I'm not talking about ultra modern because I don't even pay attention to ultra modern comics at all. But a lot of comic books from silver, bronze, and copper are you're starting to see very consistent pricing month over month on stuff like the last 2 to 3 months. Some stuff you have seen has reset all the way back to 2018 prices in some cases and has kind of leveled out there. And generally speaking, there's about a 5 to 10% return based off Swaggle House's data of where this stuff kind of generally floats, I guess, as time moves on. And some of that stuff's flirting with those numbers, but it seems to be bouncing once it hits those numbers. Like it gets there and then it doesn't really crack below it outside of a few things that got a little overinflated. So I feel way better about the current state of silver, bronze, and copper than I do about the current state of sports cards. But to be fair, it is not a perfect comparison because I am talking about silver, bronze, and copper, and in sports cards, we're mostly looking at ultra modern. I don't follow vintage prices quite as closely on cards. Obviously, Jim Brown just got a huge bump because rest in peace, passed away. So it is a little bit of an apples to orange comparison, but to me, comics feel way safer right now than sports cards do. They just have. This is the thing that I always rant to whenever I talk about comic books. I just feel like the floor on comics is way higher than the floor on most sports cards. Once again, ultra modern to modern sports cards. What do I do with bulk comments, base cards from rips? I throw them away. I'll just be straight honest with you. I just threw a stack of stuff away from Bowman. I threw away all the Bowman paper base that was not firsts and all the chrome base that was not firsts. Anything that was a first, I kept. Like they're sitting right here. I have a whole stack of them. This is just all paper Bowman base. I have no idea what I'm going to do with that stuff. I really don't. Anything that's a couple bucks or more, I penny sleeve and it goes into a box to go to Comcis. Is how I approach that stuff. So if it's like $1, $2, $3 card, I'll be shipping that bad boy off to Comcis. Anything from $2 to $10, she's going to Comcis. I'm not messing with it. Anything that's like 25 cents and lower, and it's just random common bulk base, I usually just trash it unless I don't have a buyer for it for like the super low end. So I never really know what to do with it, and I don't want it taking up space. Like I'll give you a good example that I really don't know what to do with this stuff. This is a perfect example. This is all the inserts from the Bowman that I opened. There's no spotlights in here. I pulled those out. But like all these just generic like top 100 inserts, sights on September, what else is in here? These prospect 100s or whatever. All this stuff, I have no idea what to do with this stuff. It's not Comcis worthy. They may just end up in the trash. I really don't know. I haven't decided yet on those, but I kept those off to the side. For me, it's a matter of time over. Just a matter of time. Like, could I grind that stuff? eBay standard envelope, 50 to 75 cent a card. Sure, maybe, but I just don't have that kind of time. So, what's up, Collector's Dream? Oh boy, I want to ask 2021 Neo a question. I just made the biggest sports card investment Monday night. Tom Brady, 2000 Bowman, SGC 10 pristine. Ooh wee. SGC 10 pristine. Because it's a pristine 10, that seems pretty good. I mean, it's hard to say because I don't know what you paid for it. Like I don't know what the comps are and stuff on that. Like, what did you pay for it compared to a PSA 10? I mean, generally speaking, if you tell me you bought a Tom Brady rookie in an SGC 10 pristine with no other contacts, I'm going to say that that's pretty decent. Not having friends in the summer is a huge advantage for me as a card flipper. I'm not saying I'm at the beach. I'm just saying people. I will attempt to try to. We just talked about this. I will attempt to pick up some Star Wars Sapphire tomorrow, but I have a feeling it's going to be a bot fest. So, what's up, Zig? Any thoughts on the Disney 100 CAC Wow set? I think they have a new one coming out, don't they? I have not followed the most recent one. I don't know where box prices are at on it, on the one that was super hot. I think box prices have actually held decently. I would be concerned about that product long term, though. Yeah, I usually separate out rookies for a hot minute, and just kind of see what's going on with them. But I would love to move. I don't know I'm sure someone in chat probably knows. This is just something I don't pay attention to. Like, what's the rate for bulk first Bowman paper and chromes? Like, assuming that they've been picked through for like the top 10 prospects aren't in there. But like, if you have 100 Bowman chrome prospects and 100 paper prospects, and once again, let's assume the top 10 have been removed. So no Drew Jones, Lazardo, whatever, Cam Collier, Like those guys have all been pulled. Like, what's the going rate for something like that? I have no idea. When I say going rate, like I mean to sell to like a dealer bulk or someone in chat buys stuff like that. Like, what do you usually pay? I think that's interesting information. What's up, Michael Stone? I don't know anyone locally that takes them. I mean, I guess I could Goodwill them. Do you know anyone local that does that, Michael? Knowing what you know now, was Marvel Universe Series 1 an overall bust? I mean, Marvel Series 1, if you go back and watch those original videos, I mean, I guess I would have to go back and double check them to make sure I'm not just like looking back with, looking backwards with 2020 vision or whatever. But I feel like I said on multiple occasions that the pop reports on this are eventually going to be pretty big and that prices will come down. Um, Box prices have actually held very well. Last I looked, which was pretty recently, a 90 MU sealed box still goes for like $700, give or take. I think I see some like anywhere between 7 and 750. I mean, if you go back and look, even way back then, I was paying that one PSA submission I did right before they shut down. I paid like $75 a card to get those graded because I sent them express because I wanted to get them back faster than everybody else to capitalize on the low pop on those cards. So I don't know that I would consider Marvel Universe a bust. It kind of was exactly what I thought it was going to be. It got extra hurt because the market in general completely tanked on everything. But I don't know. I'd have to go back and watch those old videos to see exactly what I said. They're all on the channel. But I feel like I was always bullish on it short term. The set would hold value long term, but not nowhere near the value that it was at when those initial prices came out. Like my general point always was Marvel Series 1 was printed to the moon. Yes. PSA 10s are definitely a little bit tricky because the QC is so bad. We even did box breaks to kind of prove that point. But eventually the pop counts would explode over time. So I don't know. To me, 90 MU was exactly what I thought it was. Oh, Brad, you missed it at the beginning. I am in for ships. 100% locked in. I booked the hotel this morning, or the wife booked the hotel this morning. So I will be there. I'll be at trade night and at the show. 1000%. I assume, Brad, please correct me if I'm wrong. Are you still having the food trucks and stuff outside for Sunday? The only reason why I ask is because it moved to a Sunday. But I assume the food trucks and everything will still be there. Pristine 10 for 7,200 when a PSA 10 is doing 6,200 seems pretty strong. I don't know. There's just not a lot of comp data on it. I don't know what the normal multiplier is for an SGC 10 pristine versus a PSA 10, but that seems fair. It's in the realm. I think most Bowman first would go in $1 and $2 boxes. That feels correct, Michael. So what would you buy them at? If I came to you as someone that sets up at a show, if I came to you Saturday at Tozie's and said, hey, I don't know what I have, 200 Bowman firsts, chrome and paper, what would you offer me? Turn this around on you. I did not pick up any top series too. The checklist seems fine. What is it? Altman's the big chase in there. Why am I blanking? Walker, Volpe are kind of the big chases. It's also tricky because remember they kind of pulled a fast one on us with Series 1 and I haven't seen I don't think I've seen one because I'm subscribed to Striker and I saw Scotty B do a video on it, but I hadn't got a chance to watch it yet. I haven't seen a good breakdown yet on like what is the format to get because remember with Series 1, everyone figured out that jumbo boxes were what you wanted. That's where the goods were. The regular hobby boxes in retail were kind of meh, and that Series 2 jumbos were where all the heat was at, or Series 1 jumbos where all the heat was at. I don't know if that's the case this time around. I guess maybe it is. I don't know. I have no information on that. I haven't looked at anything, and I haven't seen anyone do a video on it yet because we probably don't know. We don't have retail pack odds yet. So, and then the other thing too is that they kind of juiced the prices on them. They were, remember when Series 1 went on sale, jumbos on Topps' website, they were 140 a box or 150 a box, something like that. They were fairly reasonable. And even on Fanatics, when they went up on Fanatics, they were very reasonable. And this time they put them up for 199. Now that's still under market what a Series 1 jumbo sells for. I think Series 1 jumbos are still 220 to 240, kind of depending on the week. They bounce around a little bit. So they kind of sucked some of the value out there. Not surprising, hashtag monopoly. But we'll have to see. Kind of have to see where they settle out at. I will not. I didn't rip any Series 1 hobby. I have a bunch of jumbo boxes sitting back there. I won't rip a Series 2 jumbo most likely. I'll probably pick up, if I'm at a show and someone has some hanger boxes or whatever, I might snag a couple. So we'll see. Best player any sport in the last 5 years. Like a non-rookie, right now, Joker. Joker's insane. Joker's absolutely insane. In the last 5 years, he's won 2 MVPs and is about to lead a team that win NBA championship and probably win NBA Finals MVP. I don't see the Heat even touching them, and if Boston makes it, I don't see them beating them either. So I'll say Joker. I actually think that one's pretty easy. I'll have to keep that in mind in the future. I assume, Jones, this is in regard to 90 Marvel MU. Please correct me if I'm wrong. A lot of 90 MU actually still sells pretty decently in a PSA 10. I haven't seen. There are plenty that definitely sell way lower, but you could still grind out profit probably if you get lucky and hit the right cards. The thing to remember with 90 MU is that people just really like that set. Like it's a very popular set. There's a lot of demand for it. There's a lot of people that don't care about the value of the set that just want to sit down and rip a box of the set because it reminds them of when they were 12. They're basically paying $750 for a memory. That's really what we do with most of this nonsense. But that set specifically is very much you were opening that box to go back in time. You were ripping those packs to have a time machine like moment, to go back to a point in time of your life to bring you back to how you felt and how you remember feeling and what your mindset was like back 20, 30 years ago when that came out. So that from a sealed box perspective, that's where the premium's coming from on that. And then some of the PSA 10s, you're right, a lot of them have come way down, but some of them still sell for a few $100. You hit a couple of those and the box pays for itself. Or you can even, maybe you wanted to take a walk down memory lane, spend $750 on the box, you hit a couple PSA 10s on some cards, and maybe you cover 70 to 80% of the cost. That's not terrible, and you got to have some fun while you're doing it. So there's sealed wax does not always correlate with what the individual cards sell for. I think a lot of people are still set chasing that product too. I wouldn't mind going back at one point in time trying to put together like a CGC set of it. But I need to finish my X-Men 92 project first, which is completely stalled out. Yes, the craft burger truck is going to be there. If you're going to the ship show, listen, PSA, public service announcement, not the grading company. If you're going to the ship show, the barbecue bacon burger at the craft burger place, really good. And I see Gene in chat. He knows exactly what I'm talking about, though he's trying to sell me on a chicken sandwich. But I'm going with the barbecue bacon burger. Never had so many questions about trade night. Uh-oh. Listen, as long as I can get to the trade night and there's not a blizzard going on and the power's not going out, I'm gonna be feeling pretty good. Because the last trade night I went to, that was the situation. Thought I was gonna die. Jeff says there's a 2-day card show at Field of Dreams. Is it outside? Is it an outdoor card show? How are they doing that? I've been to Field of Dreams before, long time ago, and it was before it got all built up and commercialized, which I'm kind of glad I saw it in its purest form. I don't know if I have any or not. I'll have to keep that in mind. I didn't think about consigning. I don't usually have that many, so 40 to 50 bucks. What's up, Gene? Everything's good, Paul. Everything is good. Any other company you think Fanatics will target? We talked about this in the video. Was that 2 days ago? Grading. I think grading is 100% in play. Our Fanatics overlords. I was surprised, actually. A lot of people in the comment section of that video were like, "Oh no, they'll never go after grading. Why would they go after grading? No, they can't go after grading. Blah 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 blah. They're 100% going to go after a grading company. Like, I shouldn't say 100. They're 99% going to go after a grading company, whether it's their own or they're going to buy someone. Like, I don't know what else they need to do to show you exactly what they are trying to do. They want everything. They want a piece of everything. And they can even have it where, they have their own Fanatics grading company. And if you break live on the platform, you could submit to them, or you could submit to any of the other 4 or 3, depending on what happens. Excuse me. And that's how they could get around exclusivity stuff if they want to. Oops, I got a lot of focus there. Like, it's really not rocket science. You rip a box of Bowman Sapphire, and you have the option to send it to Fanatics grading or PSA, Beckett, or whoever's left standing after Fanatics grading comes in, whether it's a purchase or a build up from scratch. They grade the card, ship them back. Like, is PSA going to say no? We're not accepting submissions from Fanatics Live dealers. No, that's not going to happen. So they'll be able to send them wherever they want, but Fanatics will have probably some advantage where they can, hey, if you submit directly from Fanatics Live, you get 25% off your grading order. Who knows? Who knows? An interesting take has been the last couple of days, which, we're curious to see if this plays out with the whole PWCC acquisition. If they really want to go head to head with eBay and some of these other places, is there a world where we actually get competition in that space? Because as much as Fanatics kind of controls everything, the secondary market aspect is the one where there is the most competition. So even with them having PWCC now, and let's say they blow that out and Fanatics Live gets blown out, this, that, whatever, eBay is not going anywhere, and they're not buying eBay. eBay is a massive company. They're not going anywhere. They're continue to be a player in the space. Golden is not going anywhere. They are a major component of Collectors Universe now and a major component of them in the future. And I think as they get the Golden marketplace humming a little bit better, you're going to see more people send submissions directly to Golden Marketplace to sell in there and not have them shipped home. They got to clean that process up a little bit, but they're heading that way. So the secondary market selling platform thing is the one where they actually have legit competition in that space. You have Fanatics with their PWCC side and Fanatics Live. You have collectors and you have, or Golden / collectors, and you have eBay. And then I guess you could throw Whatnot in the mix, and then a bunch of the other smaller platforms. My Slabs, Alt, technically, I always forget about Alts in the mix, and all those other guys. So that's the one that they actually kind of need to be aggressive at. So maybe we actually see a little bit of a price war. God, would it be nice if someone, like, imagine there's actually a legitimate competition for eBay where selling fees go to, I don't know, maybe 10%, or maybe, God forbid, eBay cracks down on non-payers. There's a million things that we'd like to see eBay do, but they're really not incentivized to do it because there's no competition in the space. That's the one aspect where Fanatics has legit competition for it. So, do I think Fanatics will get involved with UFC, WWE, or boxing? Probably. I wouldn't see. I think everything is on the table for Fanatics. I gotta take a drink real quick. We're back to rocking the Diet Mountain Dew. Is hoarding sealed boxes in today's market risky business? What happens if the market crashes? Holding anything in today's market is risky business. Wax is just slightly less risky. The one advantage to wax is that there's always less of it. So if you can be, I think what does Rudy always say when it comes to this? You have to be willing to outlast everybody else. Even if things get bad, you have to be willing to ride it out and come out the other side, and you should be okay. There are certain cards in 90MU that very rarely get 10s, and I think this dude is to the spot that they were during the printing and cutting process. Oh, yeah. Dude. Okay. Dude, not do. Like Enchantress, I think, is one. Yes, there are a handful of them that are really bad. Iron Man. Iron Man is actually one of the really toughest 10s to get. I did. It was on Sketchcard, Norns, Faustos. He has 17 different names. His channel about a week ago. Alonzo was ripping a box of 90MU, and I hopped on there and I pulled up the gem rate data. If you ever want to do this, just gem rate data, you could go to the set charts and pull it up, and you could see all the gem rate data for all the individual singles from an individual set. It shows you everything. So you can see exactly how many have been submitted of each card, what the gem rate percentage is, what the pop is of each individual card, all on sortable charts. And look at all that stuff. And, you know, what Bush League's saying is 100% true. There are certain cards that are way out of balance. The Cosmic Spider-Man is another one. Cosmic Spider-Man is the #1 most submitted card for 90MU. I think, if not, it's in the top 5. And it is one of the most difficult PSA 10s out there. Every single one I've ever opened has been drastically off-centered. It's just where it's at on the print sheet. So those fetch a massive premium because people need them for sets. People are set chasing that product. So these weird cards that don't make any sense sell for really high dollars because people want them for sets. Soul Food Truck's awesome too. I gotta stick with the burgers. 75 and sunny as of today. Hey man, it's Ohio and Indiana. Nothing would surprise me between now and Saturday. What's up, Tony? I probably not, but it's, you know, the devil you know versus the devil that you don't. There, generally speaking, this is the way this is going to play out. There's going to be a lot of things we don't like about Fanatics. There's a lot of things we don't like about Panini right now. There's going to be a lot of things. There's some things that we like about Panini right now. There's going to be some things we really like about Fanatics. They're going to do some stuff that we're like, that's really cool. That good idea. And they're going to do some stuff that we're going to be like, everyone's going to be running to the comments, OMG, monopoly, end of the world, regulation, blah, 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 blah. It is what it is. I mean, Bowman Sapphire is a perfect example of them doing two things at once that we simultaneously like and don't like. Like I talked about this before. 2023 Bowman Sapphire. If they just came out and said, hey, we made a premium product. We cut the print run in half. We juiced the auto checklist. We are putting 3 parallels per box. Limited release, whatever, 10,000 boxes and that's it. We would look at that and be like, oh my God, they are listening. They took a product that everybody loves, aren't printing it to the moon, cutting the print run, in fact, making it a legitimate and investable product. It's Bowman, so people love to hoard Bowman. You never know what could happen. The guys at the top of the list could be in the dumpster in 3 years, and the guys that no one ever heard of are the guys that are selling for thousands of dollars. So people love to hoard that wax. Sometimes you lose, sometimes you win, but regardless, if they just laid out that that's all that they did, we'd be like, finally. But they did that part right, and then the way that they sold it, everyone hated. It's a perfect example of you can like one aspect of what they're doing and hate them for another aspect of what they're doing. And we're going to continue to see that going forward. It's just a matter of where does that balance out at? If you had Sports Illustrated for kids, how quickly would you unload those Victor W's? I would wait to see if he gets announced as a Fanatics exclusive, and then I would unload them. Mm. Don't know if I'll be going to this show or not. Is that no? I will 100% not be going to that show. Nope. No, I will not. That is the weekend of Heroes Con. I will be in Charlotte that weekend. June 16th, 17th, and 18th is Heroes Con in Charlotte. I'll be heading down to Charlotte for that Friday, Saturday, and coming home Sunday. So no, I will not be there. I will be buying comic books. Would I grade them or sell them as is? I would need to do a lot of research on that. I am not super familiar with those hand cut cards from SI with kids. I would need to deep dive that before I gave you a good answer on that one. So do your homework. Get that FOMO rolling, Tony. They do that through Beckett, I believe. Those aren't their slabs. I mean, they put a Fanatics logo on it, but it's a Beckett slab. I'm almost positive. I think Fanatics will go after Beckett grading since they specialize on modern cards. The problem with Beckett is that they are owned by a corporate overlord. That makes it trickier. And Beckett has a lot of nonsense that they probably don't want. Or maybe they do want. I don't know. But Beckett is bigger than just the sports card grading aspect of it. They supposedly have a vaulting service. They have VHS grading. They have the autograph authentication. They have CBCS, which is a major comic book grading company. There's a lot of other baggage that comes along with Beckett. And once again, they're tied into a corporate overlord. So I am way behind on chat. I'm not Dustin levels behind on chat, but I am behind on chat. Yes, you could purchase one tomorrow. You are limited to one if you already bought one with a Monty membership. Fanatics Group. Any guesses on what the next PSA grading special is going to entail? Probably something similar, maybe down a couple bucks lower. I don't know. We'll see. They're churning pretty quickly. Has my order moved yet? I have only refreshed this page 4 times today. So let me see if it has moved since. No, my order is still in grading. It arrived on May 12th. So my order has been there for 12 days and it is still in grading from that 38 card bulk submission that I do. I don't love Fanatics, but God, I wish they would buy Upper Deck because I want new Jordan. Interesting underrated aspect of this, which I don't know if anyone's talked about this. And I don't think he's actually going to retire. LeBron's just posturing. But don't forget when LeBron retires, whenever that is, under the current situation, that's it for LeBron cards. No more LeBron cards. I think people forget about that. The day that he retires, no more LeBron stuff in current product. That ends. That goes away. No more inserts. No more patch cards. He doesn't do autos, but no more 27th year Laker jersey cards. Nothing. Done. Gone. If I'm Fanatics, I make a play at SGC over BGS. I agree. The other ploy there is by going after SGC is the Peter factor and the goodwill that the hobby has for SGC. Everybody loves SGC. They're like the company that like, oh, great customer service. They're so cool. Peter's great. And I get it. Peter's a great guy. Love talking to Peter. So it could probably ease some of the tension of, oh, I want the separation of church and state. A lot of people are going to push back on a grading company being owned by a manufacturer. So if you bring in SGC, you get the hobby goodwill that they have built up. and you could probably leverage that to ease the blow of the manufacturer owns the grading company. So there's that aspect of it as well. I did not go to the Pittsburgh show this weekend. Wife and I were busy test driving cars. Why does Fanatics need to? Oh, Comc. They might. I don't know. They could just buy Comc. Yes, I believe Tops does get the WWE license back. I need a scorecard to keep track of that WWE license. 77 Star Wars, I would send the PSA. A lot of people set collect that one, and it's good for the registry. Charles, what's up, buddy? There's zero chance Fanatics is going to lower prices. I mean, what do you want to do? You could go to I could go to any local show and get Series 1 hanger boxes for $10. Like, uh, how cheap do you want the stuff to get? Like, Series 1 exists for a reason. Like, Topps base exists for a reason. That's your entry level product. They did those super boxes. Those were a pretty decent deal. Like, those super boxes that they did for Top Series 1, that was a very reasonably priced rip. You got like, what'd you get in those? Like 6 or 7 or 8 retail packs. You got some foil board packs. You got a pin. You got an oversized card. There was some other nonsense in there. Those were like $30. Listen, not everyone's going to be able to afford Bowman Sapphire. It is what it is. But if you're just getting in, if someone's just trying to get into the hobby, I don't know that they should be buying Bowman Sapphire for $400 a box, or Bowman Jumbos at $600 a box. If you're talking about kids and entry level stuff, and someone just wants to rip a couple packs, that's why Top Series 1 exists. That's why they print it to the ground. Everyone complains about Topps. You can't have it both ways. When Top Series 1 came out, the internet cried because they printed it into the ground. Now Sapphire's here, and everyone wants to cry about that because product's too expensive and no one can afford it. You can't have both. If you want a cheap entry level product that is widely available for any old person to walk into a gas station and spend $5 and get a pack or whatever, then you have to have massive print runs. That's why Series 1s exists. That product is for kids and people just coming into the hobby. It is base level Topps. It's not super expensive. You can get a hobby box for $90. In 2023 money, that's really not that expensive. I get that it's not $40 like it used to be in 1986, but we're not in 1986 anymore. And on the flip side, the investors slash flippers slash whatever you want to call it want good, clean, high-end product. That's where your Sapphires come in. That's where your Dynasty comes in, whatever. You have to have product for everyone. Not every product is for every person. So I no, I don't see them lowering prices, and I don't know that I need to. I don't know that I see them. I don't know that I see a need for them to do that. They have that product already. It's called Top Series 1. What's up, Steve? That 2 Cosmic Spider-Mans in the same submission is a good day's work. I mean, I'm not really concerned about PWCC now with the recent developments. I mean, you can see how things play out with Fanatics. Let the dust settle a little bit, but I would just kind of let that ride at the time being. I mean, do whatever you want to do, but that seems like a decent place to have that card sit in the meantime. Prior to this, before the Fanatics acquisition, I'd been a little worried, but it's all good now. What does an SGC 456 Jackie go for? Just curious. Like, what's the going rate on an SGC 456 Robinson? I gotta imagine that's a pretty decent amount of money. Yeah. I mean, Panini was already squeezing us dry. It's no different. Yeah, flawless isn't for you. I mean, it is what it is. Not every product is for all of us as much as we want it to be. Would I love to be on here right now and have 3 cases of Flawless that we're ripping live? Sure. But I don't have money to spend 10K a case. So, maybe I'll go rip some Spider-Man Metal Blasters for $50 a pop. It is what it is. Not everything's for everybody. It's fine. It's a haves and haves not world. It always has been, whether you're in sports cards or whatever. Do I wish I had an X-Men 1 CGC 50 sitting back there? Yeah, but I don't. I can't afford it. It is what it is. I collect the stuff that I can't afford. Really worried about what Fanatics is going to do to LCSs. I mean, yeah, we'll have to see how all that plays out. I still don't think we have a good grasp of how that's going to go. They are definitely cutting their margins down, but I mean, Fanatics is basically playing the same game with LCS as the distribution did forever. So I don't know that it's really that much different. I don't own an LCS. I talk to some people that do on occasion, but to me, that's what it feels like. Distribution used to play the same games. Hey, here's your first couple boxes at a super cheap rate. And then after that, if you want more, you're getting them for like 10% under market value. That's what Fanatics is doing now. So they just cut out the middleman and then they're playing like they're the middleman. So do I think LeBron comes home for one last dance? I don't. I think he'll retire as a Cav. I think he's going to play retirement games this offseason to keep pressure on the Lakers. I think he'll ultimately play next year. And then after that, he is a free agent. And then it'll probably depend on where Bronny goes. I think he still wants to play with Bronny for 1 year. So I would imagine he sticks around the Lakers for 1 more year, plays that out, and then goes wherever Bronny gets drafted at. And that'll be his last year, if I had to guess. There's some interesting, like, super in the weeds theories going around about, like, could he retire for a year, take a year off to recharge, and then come back and play with wherever Bronny goes? Would that, like, get him out of his contract? And I don't remember how that all works. Still chasing a LeBron auto? I'm actually a little mixed on this at the moment. Yes and no. If the right one came up for the right price, I would consider it. But I may actually switch my focus to a LeBron rookie refractor. I have some reasoning behind that. I'm slightly concerned that Fanatics at some point in time, just the way they're throwing money around, if Fanatics ever figured out a way to get LeBron out from Upper Deck, and then they were able to produce LeBron autos again in NBA uniforms, what would that do to the current LeBron auto market? Because a lot of it is super propped up because there's a lot of them out there, but there hasn't been any printed in 15 years or 10 years or whatever it's been. So I have a little bit of concern about that. I did not go to the Spring Spectacular this weekend in Pittsburgh. Yeah, until the deals run out. Um, it would depend on the. I mean, like, so say he was done right now, it would be 2022, 2023 wax. He'd be done. Unless the contract states that they get 1 year post retirement. So I don't know. Test drive anything cool, nothing super crazy. Just looking at SUVs. We test drove some CRVs, Honda CRVs, and then we'll probably maybe go this weekend and try to test drive some RAV4s. Looking at hybrid SUVs mostly. I have an SUV. I have a Forester, a Subaru Forester now, which I like quite a bit, but looking for something new. Would I grade Marvel Metal? My first answer to most grading questions, if you're grading the resale PSA, my second choice for Marvel specifically would be CGC. Marble Metal is a tough grade, though. Look those cards over close. A lot of edge issues on the backs of those, specifically the backs of those. I think they eventually want to get to this, at least for mid-end and up product. I mean, a lot of top stuff was already game used. Like, I was pulling patch cards out of $25 holiday and megas that were game used on players. So they already make all the rules. They don't need Panini and Leaf to make all the rules. They control the licenses. That matters more than anything else, to be honest. Unlicensed product's always going to sell like crap. They're not concerned about unlicensed product. So I don't know that they have anything. They're not sweating anything. They literally, once they get both licenses or all three licenses in house, they're going to write all the rules anyway. So doesn't matter. How about like things like, I mean, the world is 2018 is a lifetime ago, basically. I mean, everything was way cheaper in 2018. A perfect example. I'll go back to the car thing. I drive a Subaru Forester. I bought it in 2018, 2017, 2018. I paid like 25,000 for it, and it's decently equipped. That same car today is probably $35,000 for literally the same car. Things got more expensive. It's, we went through a rapid inflationary period. I keep going out of focus. Like, we're not going back to, it'll never be 2018 again for pricing unless the world literally falls apart, which who the hell knows? I don't know the intricacies of the Kobe license. Any comic book mail day videos coming in the near future? No, I haven't bought a comic online for a hot minute. But give me exactly a month and you'll probably see a decent haul coming out of Heroes Con. When it comes to comic buying, unless a steal pops across my desk, I am in really hold mode because I'm going to a massive Comic Con in 3 weeks, basically. Yeah, but Brownie's probably going to be one and done at USC. Keep that in mind. I thought that there was a weird way he could potentially get out of it. Yes, Jim Brown rookies have gone way up since his passing. I am strongly debating, especially with the Shipshawana show coming up this weekend, putting one of them out at trade night. So I would probably keep. Hold on, I'm gonna pull your comment off for a second just to give us a little. I should fling the camera around for this, but that's too much work. I will probably keep this one. The surface is a little mucked up on it, but the color is better, and the centering is reverse camera is slightly better. So I'll probably end up holding on to this one. The color on both are really good. Other than the centering, these are really nice threes. The corners are great on them, front and back. The backs are a little worse, but the fronts are really, really good on these. But you can see the color pops on this one better. And this one's still pretty good color-wise. So I'll probably hold on to this one. This one may hit the trade night table, but I'll probably be pretty firm on price on it because I don't need to move either of these. I talked about it in the video, I think, last weekend. My plan was to take both of these to the National and try to get into a higher grade, but is what it is. And then I got my one Jim Brown auto the Sign of the Times, which this isn't going anywhere. I love this card. The Sign of the Times is one of my favorite auto sets, but we'll be holding on to that one for a hot minute. I wish there were subgrades on this. I might crack this and resubmit it for subgrades. Oh, I pulled that comment down and I lost track of chat. Hold on a second. Ah, there we go. That's where we left off at. Okay. It marks it on my feed, so I know where I left off at. Sure, but they sell in the secondary market for 9K. So why? Actually, I think what 2021 flawless cases I think are going for 20K right now, aren't they? On the secondary market, right? What does a 2021 flawless case go for basketball? Sealed. 9K. They sell for 9K on the secondary market for the newly released flawless basketball. So why? I mean, why would they sell them for 2K when they sell for 9K on eBay? It just doesn't make sense. They just took the margin out. They kept the margin. That's all. They became the flippers. I mean, what are you doing, Dan? You mean like just the rip to have fun with? Like, what's the end goal there with that $200? Like, just sit down and have a good time for like an hour and rip some packs, or what? What time does off centered start? I do not want to go over Dustin and Steve. They don't go on to like 9, right? Are they even live tonight? I didn't see a thing for their live. Yeah, if they go live, I will cease and desist. That's partially part of the reason I thought that they were going live tonight, is why I went live so early. My son Cooper's in the car driving home after his baseball game. Did he win or lose? He wants to know who is the better long-term investment, Booker or Luka. Luka, in my opinion. Luka. I am team Luka over Booker. Booker, for whatever reason, just doesn't get the love. Now he's going to be overshadowed by KD for a while. I have not had a chance to look at the alert checklist. I saw that it came out. I am not the biggest MCU product guy, so I'll probably get a box to open for the channel, but I don't know that I'll be going ham on it. Throwing bags or throwing washers? I don't know what you mean by that one, Bush League, or unless you're just referring to something else. Thank you. Not touching this one, Bush Leaguers. Not touching this one. Both, depending on the issue. Yeah, I really like both copies. The one is just slightly better in a couple different degrees. Sure, but sealed wax still sells. Like Bowman Sapphire was $50 back in the day, and or I'm sorry, Top Sapphire was like $50 back in the day, and now it's 400, but it sells at 400. So why are they going to lower the prices if the product sells out at the inflated prices? Riddle me that. Like, what is their incentive to lower the price when it sells out at the prices that they're putting out on current day prices? Bowman Sapphire last year was $200 a box. This year they put it up. It's sold out at $375 a box. Like, why? Why are they just going to leave money on the table? They are a business. Sure, you can bring up Beckett grading. We talked about Beckett a couple times already on the live stream. Should you buy a lot of BGS right now to crack, or if they go to a 10? The problem is we don't know what they're going to do. So you were taking a massive risk either way. They could keep the grading scale. They could keep the grading scale that they have right now, and then you're just kind of whatever. You're net neutral basically because nothing happened. They could go with something completely wild that we have no idea that throws a monkey wrench into your plans. They could do something else or revert back to the old version that they were originally going to run with and piss a bunch of people off. Uh, there, there is the opportunity there. The problem is we don't know what they're going to do. And you're basically gambling on what Beckett's going to do. And I don't know that that's a dice roll that I want to take personally. The low number parallel thing, I don't know. Modern stuff's so messy right now. This is probably a topic for a video all for itself. I still prefer a good color match, regardless of the numbering. I think you want the card to look good. Like if you're fast forwarding 10 years from now, I'm going to use the Tatum as an example. Let's say Tatum goes on and wins 5 NBA championships. And he's the second coming of whoever. He gets his head on straight. He pulls it all together. And after this season just goes crazy, wins a bunch of MVPs, whole nine. And you look back to, 15 years from now, you're looking at 2017 Tatum rookies. Which ones pop the most? Is it going to be the blue, which is lower numbered, I think, or the red, white, and blue, or the whatever? Or is it going to be the green, which has insane eye appeal? I mean, this is just a fantastic looking card. Even though this is not, they're not numbered, but if you look at the pop report data, they're not as rare as some of the other stuff. My gut tells me that card's going to sell for more than some of the other stuff, even maybe some of the numbered stuff. Now, if you're talking like golds out of 10 and stuff out of 5, that's a little bit of a different bag of cats. But if you're just talking more like mainline stuff, like out of 299, out of 150, silvers, that sort of stuff. Oh, I got pushed to 10 p.m. Then yeah, we are not going to 10 p.m. I didn't actually expect to go this long, but you guys have been very active in chat tonight, so I'm just going to roll with it. I'll haunt Discord for Beckett answers. I wish we had. Trust me, the second Beckett announces, I shouldn't say the second. As soon as Beckett announces something, you can guarantee I'll be getting a video up as soon as possible about it. Who will win maps sooner? I assume you mean MVP. Assuming this is MVP and not map, like as in mapping to go somewhere. Luca is the most likely of that list, and Booker. Booker might even be. Yeah, I'm gonna go Luca and then Booker. Then probably Tatum. Tatum, I don't know what's going on with Tatum right now. Yes, I should be at Canton on Saturday and then heading to Ships after. Are you going to Ships, Swag? I'm gonna hit Toesies in the morning, come home for a little bit, and then head off to trade night at Ships. What's going on my second monitor? Yeah, basketball got inflated the most, and basketball's taking the biggest hit. Um, I am not a hockey guy. I am not qualified to answer this question. I know he's getting a ton of hype. Beyond that, that's all I could tell you. I'm wondering what your second best Marvel character next to Gwen is. Wolverine. It's Wolvie. I'm just asking questions because I like to hear the wrong answers. Then don't buy it. It's that simple. Just don't buy it. And then they'll figure it out and the prices will go down. It's not hard. You don't have to buy everything they put on the shelf. Just ignore it. Pretend it doesn't exist. Easy game. Personally, Bowman Platinum would have to be pretty cheap for me to even think about it. It's not a product that I'm interested in. I don't think Ja will get suspended for the whole season. I really don't. I think he gets like 20 or 30 games at most. Sure, on that stuff. I mean, you make a valid point on that stuff. Let it sit then. I mean, it's not hard. There's plenty of other product to go buy that's decent for the same price. You could buy Bowman for the same price. It's a way better rip. You could buy Series 1 for cheaper. That's a way better rip. I mean, in my mind, those products shouldn't even exist anyways. Like, I am never buying Bowman Platinum boxes under any scenario. I don't know that football is king. The problem with football is people only care about 5 players, and it's the quarterbacks. It's a little more than 5. I'm being a little hyperbolic there, but football is by far the most volatile price-wise as well, by a mile, like, once you get in season. The injury factors with football are just through the roof. Is there value in SGC and CSG 10s in the future at 50% PSA 10? Sure, because you buy them and crack them and send them to PSA. That's where the value is. I don't think people will be saying what's a color match in 15 years because the color match looks better than everything else. That's the thing. The color match, it's not about the color match, it's about the eye appeal. The color match looks better. A green Tatum PSA, a green Tatum, regardless of grade, just the card itself aesthetically looks better than a red, white, and blue or a blue. It just does. To me, that matters. Jeff throws out a BGS grading theory there. Would you consider ripping one of the Bowman boxes and sending all the gradables in the PSA special to grade and flip? I am actively trying to figure out what I want to do with these Bowman boxes as I sit here. I have 3 of them. As of last check, let me look real quick. I believe Sapphire boxes are going for like $600, give or take. One just ended at auction right before I started this live stream. What did it end at? 560. 2 ended at auction, one at 558 and one at 560. And then there have been other sales. Someone bought one, buy it now at 615. in between that auction ending. Another one, 595. Buy it now. Um, so they're going for close to 600 bucks a box. I think what I'm going to end up doing is opening one, and then I might take the other two to the ship show and see if I could flip them at the show. I think that's my current plan as I sit here today. That could change 10 times between now and when the UPS man shows up tomorrow. They're expected to be delivered tomorrow. I really would like the Rip one. I just worry at 600 bucks a box, it's going to be tough to get the value back out of it. I don't know. I could be completely wrong on that. Obviously, if you hit something crazy, then you're golden. But I need to sit down and watch more breaks too. I watched Striker's video today that he put up, the two boxes that he opened, where he hit the same auto, the same player in both boxes as some mediocre guy. So that would suck. But I don't know. I don't know what my ultimate plan there is. Because if I could get close to 600 a box, I could literally pay for all three boxes by selling those two, and then I get the Rip the third one for free. That's kind of appealing to me. I don't know. We'll see. What's up, Dexflow? It just depends. You know, I mean, some like I've been looking at that Manny Ramirez stuff. He's not even a Hall of Famer, and his stuff goes for a decent amount of money. This is the other key thing to keep in mind. There are, we talked about this with Gem Rate during the live stream. Look at that 90s stuff of Hall of Famers. Super rare, really nice refractors, next to nothing in PSA populations of players that were absolutely dominant during their era. Sell for not that much money. Now, think about everything that you're buying today in the modern market. Fast forward 20 years. Remember how much stuff is printed now compared to the late 90s? How much is I don't know, pick whatever random insert today, rare card, whatever, parallel, going to be worth 20 years from now of a non-LeBron level player or Curry or maybe Giannis? Spoilers, probably not that much. There's way more supply now. Oh, Swaggle House in the chat. I'd invite him on, but he's cooking dinner. Swaggle is 100% cooking dinner right now. It took everything I had to walk away from it because High Evolutionary finally hit the servers today, and I was playing the crap out of them. And spoilers, if you play Marvel Snap, you're going to want High Evolutionary. He is really good. Yes to can't. No ship show for you? Oh, Swags, come on. Beckett really needs to clean this stuff up. This is the stuff that they're still bad at. I don't know. I really don't know the odds, William. I really don't. This is probably the smartest comment of the entire night. Everything peaked and has come back to earth. Just buy what you like. We won't see those prices again, but there are still plenty of opportunities in the market. I agree. I don't think that Fanatics buys Beckett. I could be wrong. I think of the grading companies, Beckett and SGC are most likely. I just think SGC is way more likely than Beckett. But Beckett is definitely my second choice. Yeah, I think people are blowing this one out of proportion. The dude quit social media and made some posts saying cryptically. To be fair, the posts were very cryptic, but whatever. He's under the microscope now, and everyone's going to look for dirt or it's anything that they can post about him to get clicks and views. So it's going to be what it is with him for a while. Every little thing that he does is going to be like hyper scrutinized. Why do I care about ultra modern cards? I like collecting guys that I can currently watch play. It's fun to me. I like having Cavs cards. I like having Darius Garland and Evan Mobley and Donovan Mitchell cards. I like having Luca cards because I like watching Luca play basketball. I like LeBron cards because I enjoy watching LeBron play basketball. Um, what else? Like I'm just like looking around my desk to see like what's laying there. That's why I collect, flip, whatever, a little bit of everything with ultra modern because it's fun. There is a fun aspect to it beyond just the financial aspect of it, and you could do both. You can have fun with them and potentially air quotes short term invest, flip, whatever. But it is enjoyable to own cards of players that are actively playing, in my opinion. That's for me. There is a case to be made for selling them both and buying them back later, but quite honestly, I just want to always have a 58 Jim Brown in my possession. It's really as simple as that. I enjoy owning a 58 Jim Brown. I would not enjoy not owning a 58 Jim Brown. And one of the other lessons of the channel, besides they let you buy them back, is buy multiples. Because if you have multiples, you have options. So now, because I have more than one, I can sell one, make money on that one, and then just keep the other one. I did not express mine, but mine. So Fanatics has a distribution center in Ohio. If it ships from there, I get stuff really fast. And this shipped from there. One of Fanatics' main distribution centers is in Ohio, and I noticed I've been getting boxes shipped from there lately. Oh, what video is that on? I didn't see. Did he just have one come out? I forget what the last one I watched of his. I think it was the PWCC one. I didn't know he had something since. I'll have to go check it out. I like JD. I haven't talked to JD in a really long time. I used to talk to him a lot back in the day. I assume you're talking about JD that's on with Retro all the time. Which video was it, Michael? I'll have to check it out. What would be the correct move for me over my Palo sign ball signed his Palo ball signed his rookie year before his award? Do they get encapsulated and authenticated, and what company should I go with? I don't know if there's anyone that encapsulates balls. You can get it authenticated. You could do JSA or I think PSA will authenticate a ball. I don't remember. I know JSA 100% will. Kenny says, "Rip that sapphire." I could do that as well. I could do that as well, Bush League. You're not wrong, but that's less fun. Part of this is also you have to take a different. I remember different lens. If I rip it, I get content out of it. Now, yeah, I'll make like 30 or 40 bucks on the video or whatever to help very slightly offset the cost. But when you're a content creator, if you want to slap me with that label, that's acceptable. I mean, literally, I am a content creator, whether I like the term or not. I like that term way better than influencer, but um, you look at the world through the eyes of what can I do with content for that? So ripping a box is potentially a lot more content than just holding it. So there is that. There is a third aspect of that that just applies to people like me in a very limited number of people that applies to. You are right though. Your assertion here is 100% correct. I could just sell all 3 boxes and then buy something else with it. but I could sell two, break even, open the third. That's piece of content. This is the way that content creators think. So that's piece of content opening the box. If I get stuff that's gradable to send to PSA, that's a piece of content. I can then send that stuff off to PSA, and that's a video. I can get them back from PSA. That is another video. I can end up selling them after I get them back. I could do a video on that. Then I could do another video breaking down the entire process. Hey, I spent $1,200 on 3 boxes of Sapphire. I flipped 2 for $1,100. I ripped the third. I sent these cards in the PSA. I got these cards back from PSA. I sold these cards from the PSA order. Here's because I've done this before. I've done this exact video before. Here's a breakdown of my Bowman 2023 Sapphire experience. I put $1,200 in, and this is what I got out at the end of the day between flipping boxes, opening them, selling the singles, the whole 9 yards. And then here is the net amount at the end. So because I open one box of Sapphire, there is, maybe I hit nothing that's worth sending to PSA. So there's a potential that this whole thing falls apart. But there's also the potential that that one box of Bowman Sapphire turns into 4 to 6 videos, conservatively. 4 videos at least, minimum. The box opening, the PSA submission, the PSA return, and a recap at minimum. 4 videos. You're talking $20 to $50 per video, depending on how they perform. Now that's another $100 to $200 off the price of that box of Sapphire. So there's an unseen angle that most people don't think of, and that's the content creation side of it when it comes to this stuff. Sapphire is one of the unique products that this works with. A Series 1 hobby box doesn't quite come out to the same math. Ooh, big Vegas show this weekend. Interesting. Hey, what's up, Toy Story? Or Toy Store. I always call you Toy Story. It just naturally in my head when I say the Toy Store, it just shortens to Toy Story. I don't know for the Otani Hall of Fame 2-way. I feel like he's already close, as crazy as that sounds. Swaggle 100% cookie. You eat a late dinner, my guy. You eat a very late dinner. I am an old man. It's like 5:30, and I'm like eating dinner. Hey, Masty, what's up, buddy? You should just come to Ships and find it for yourself. How about that? Tatum's been a roller coaster ride. What is my favorite hobby drama right now? Probably just the drama around Fanatics. That's like 24/7, 365. Because their drama almost touches everything else at this point. I know the collectibles are not fun. There's no fun to be had. You need to drive up to Charlotte next month, Swags. Come to Heroes Con. This is my plea. My plea to you to come to Heroes Con. Reggie's probably going to be there. I know guarantees on that one. I don't know if he's going or not. I assume he's going to be there. I'll be there. What else do you need? There'll be a bunch of comic books there. Fanatics is smart. They give kids free packs at major sporting events. They also make exclusive hobby by dropping prices on high-end products. I believe that they already do this. My parents were traveling recently. They were in Milwaukee, went to a Brewers game, and the Topps truck was there handing out free packs to kids. So they're already doing this. Oh, I didn't listen to the Card Hedge podcast yet. I have that queued up. I usually listen to that. I like JD's takes on stuff. I feel like most guys, the Hall of Fame stuff, the Hall of Fame price bounces are built in already. Maybe those guys that are like on the verge that may or may not make it, there's a little bit more of an edge there. I don't know. To each your own. It's not for me. I'm not saying that you're wrong, but it's not the way that I would go about it. But if you like chasing that stuff, then go for it. And then there is some potential payoff there. If I was going to do JSA, I would do it in person. JSA sets up at a lot of shows, and you could just walk the item in and have them do it there and pick it up like a couple hours later. Content should be one video on how to lose $1,200 ripping wax. What did I do with all the George Valero sapphires? I graded some of them. I have them sitting actually right next to me, or relatively right next to me. Where did they all go? Right here. Where'd they go? Yeah, I have some of them sitting right here. The ones that did not make the cut are on Comcis. I sent them to Comcis. The ones that did not, I didn't think would grade out as 10s, went to Comcis. They're currently on my Comcis account. I have a couple of them listed. Plus possibility of a write-off for a vid if you have a bit. Spoilers, you don't need a business to write off stuff. I don't know why people think that you have to have an LLC to write things off. You do not. Not an accountant, not accounting advice. But yes, I 100% will be writing off the sapphire boxes, or box at least. Best hitter of the 90s. I mean, probably Tony Gwynn would win that one. No offense. I mean, I'm not going off of the numbers. I'm just going off of top of mind. I would take Frank's up there. Don't get me wrong. But I'm putting Gwynn on that list. I'm putting Griffey on that list. Frank would be on that list. I have a biased opinion towards Manny Ramirez. He was only the latter half of the decade. I'm not a big. I am a big Transformers guy. I like Transformers a lot. I am not a comic Transformers guy. I love both Vladdies, but I would take Senior between the two. I have some Vlad Senior stuff. I don't know where it's at. Right here? Might be right here. Hold on. Please hold. Yeah, right here. A nice little Vlad Senior on card auto. I love watching Vlad Senior back in the day. He was fantastic. I really want. I am actively always looking for a Vlad Senior Topps Dynasty. Only an Expos jersey, though. I don't want him in a Rangers or an Angels jersey. No, you have to send them your cards. I need to do that. My order has been processed. All my stuff is up. I don't think I have anything left pending with them. That is on the list of videos to do, Michael Stone. There's some decent stuff on there, but generally speaking, it's a lot of mid-tier stuff. Don't remember though, if you have something high end stored at Comcis, you could always throw it on eBay through Comcis. There is that aspect of it. I am not familiar with that card, Doug. I want your Heritage Sparkle J-Rod. I like that card a lot. I'm annoyed, sure, but like I knew what I was getting into when I decided to hold this card. And I actually have another one at PSA right now. So I think this card's down to like 250 maybe. I don't even know what these go for right now. I think 250, give or take. But as I said in that video not that long ago that I did, and I use this card as an example, I enjoy looking at this card. This is a gorgeous looking card. And I wanted one card of his to, ride the roller coaster with. Was it dumb? Yes. Should I have sold it and bought it back? Yes. But sometimes you just like the card sitting on your desk. I think there's a dollar threshold for Comc and eBay. I forget where it cuts off at. Some stuff, yes, 100%. I have a really nice Wolverine gold out of 99 graded in a CGC 9.5 that is cross listed. But I don't know where their threshold is for what goes to eBay and what doesn't. I love Vlad Sr. I absolutely adore Vlad Sr. And we are caught up on chat. It took a while, but we got there. Been a good live tonight. Chat, you guys killed it. Absolutely killed it. Topps Chrome, like mainline Topps Chrome? I don't know. I'll have to see what the checklist is and see what pricing is. I am intrigued. I am intrigued to jump in the Topps Chrome from a rip perspective, partially because of the MVP buyback. The word is they're going to run that back again this year. That kind of makes ripping that product a lot more appealing if you know that you might have some random $20 bills thrown in there. So I don't know. But I assume you're talking Topps Chrome baseball. I guess I'm running with an assumption there. I guess maybe I shouldn't have assumed that, but or are you talking about Sapphire Star Wars tomorrow? There's a lot of Topps Chrome can mean a lot of different things. But we'll start to wrap up here. Did anyone have any last minute questions to sneak in? I've been going. I did not plan on going for almost 2 hours, and we're almost at 2 hours. So this one flew by. You guys, the chat, you guys just absolutely crushed it tonight. Absolutely crushed it. Like just destroyed it. Tomorrow's video is me talking about selling a very large card that I cashed out on. I kind of hinted at it before. Friday's video will either be me ripping a box of Sapphire or talking about Sapphire, most likely. Friday's video will be Sapphire centric. I don't know if it'll be me chatting about it or me opening it or a combination of both. We'll find out. Maybe we'll just do a little Sapphire update so I can milk even another video out of those boxes of Sapphire. Yeah. How don't get comics as much? How do I learn more? I don't really understand what you're trying to say the first half of that sentence, but how do I learn more? YouTube content, my good friend William. I would highly recommend 2 channels. There are 2 comic book channels I would recommend everybody. Actually, I'll give you 3. Swaggle House, who was my guest this past Saturday. I would 100% recommend watching Swaggle. Reggie Collects, great comic book content and great comic book content for someone just getting into the space. Very much more collector focused. And then I really enjoy Dave at Comic Book Investments. Those are probably my 3 favorite comic book channels. I watch all their videos that they post, all 3 guys. Reggie Collects, Swaggle House, and Comic Book Investments. Dave's been a guest on the channel before. It's been a long time, but I had Dave as a guest on the channel like a year and a half ago, I think. Swaggle obviously was just a guest on the channel just recently, and I've been a guest on his live streams, and he's popped in the random live streams multiple times. And then Reggie, I've never had on the channel. I have been on his channel numerous times. Hell, I was in his book. I wrote an article for the book that he published, The Guide to Smart Comic Book Collecting. Reggie is a fantastic dude. All 3 of them seem like great people. Reggie's the only one that I've met in person. I hope to see Reggie at Comic-Con in a couple weeks. And I hope to see Swaggle in a couple weeks at Comic-Con. It sounds like he's not going, but I will try to guilt trip him into going. If you're still cooking dinner, Swags, this is me guilt tripping you into going to Heroes Con in 3 weeks. So I'm not answering this question, Bush League. You were not getting me sucked into politics. Nice try. I am too smart of a content creator to answer political questions. They have not announced what they're doing with Judge and Goldschmidt cards yet. No, I do not think the Celtics can pull it off. They'll probably win at home, but I don't think they're going to pull it off. No NBA team has ever pulled it off. And I do not believe the Celtics team is going to be the one to buck that trend. They are a freaking head case. All right, Michael, we will catch you at the next one. Sorry, me and vodka are having fun. Exactly what I recommended. Those are the three. I would go deep dive those 3 YouTube channels. He said I had to choose, but this is America, and I can do what I want. We'll end on that, boys and girls. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.